Hello, everybody. What's up? What's going on? And welcome to the 87th episode of Raptors in One. Oh boy, they just couldn't leave our boy alone, could they? Jeez. Oh man. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, Raptors fans. Now I know you're probably thinking, if you've watched my short, yeah, spoiler alert, the Milwaukee Bucks, our rivals, they have decided to take on Adrian Griffin, our assistant coach, as their head coach. Yeah, that's right. Now, let's put this thing in a context over here, okay? If you've watched my previous episode, and if you haven't, I urge you to watch it because I'm not pulling anything out of my you-know-what. I have been big on having Adrian Griffin or Sergio Scariolo as our next head coach for the Toronto Raptors. And I'm not going to lie, I was kind of leaning more towards Adrian Griffin. And of course, who comes swooping in, man? Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee freaking Bucks. They have decided to hire Adrian Griffin as our head coach. Sorry, as their head coach. And I mean, I'm happy for Adrian Griffin. I thought he stepped up well in Nick Nurse's absence, coaching the Toronto Raptors. And I thought that was great. And that's why I wanted him to be the guy, to be our head coach. But hey, it's like one of those bittersweet things. I'm happy for him, but at the same time, I thought we was fam, Adrian. I thought we was fam. You're going to go with the rivals. You're going to coach the rivals against us. You're going to see us 4 times in a year. And you may even see us in the playoffs. Bro, how could you do that to us? But you know what? I can't hate on him. I can't, because I get it, man. If I was Adrian Griffin too, and I was getting head coach money instead of assistant coach money, and I get to coach the likes of Giannis Antetokounmpo, and also knowing the fact that Giannis Antetokounmpo wanted me as the head coach. That's big. I would be like, yeah, man, let me go and coach this. Let me get that head coach money. But also because I want to have a better life for my family. So I get it, man. I get it. But, I'm happy for Adrian. But, yeah, man. Now here's another thing with the whole Milwaukee Bucks thing, right? The reason why they're our rivals is because if you've been keeping up with the Raptors for at least 10 years, 3 out of those 10, we were responsible for eliminating them from the playoffs. Whether it was the first round, the second round, conference finals, it didn't matter. We were responsible. Now, I thought they were going to go with Nick Nurse because Nick Nurse was the head coach when he and Kawhi eliminated the Milwaukee Bucks when they had the 2-0 series lead. I thought, and of course, the way Nick Nurse designed the whole box-in one for Giannis, it worked. So I thought, maybe they were going to go with Nick Nurse. But if you remember from what I had mentioned earlier, Giannis was high on Adrian Griffin. When they let go of Mike Budenholzer, Giannis decided he wanted to go with Adrian Griffin. Now, here's the kicker. Apparently, that was not a very popular choice amongst most of the head staff, even the upper, the management. They weren't big fans of this choice. Even some of the players weren't a big fan of this choice. But you know what they say? If Giannis wants it, Giannis gets it. You want to keep Giannis? You do whatever Giannis wants. If Giannis wants Adrian, you get Adrian Griffin. Especially after this playoffs, when a number 1 seed gets eliminated by a number 8 seed that played in the play-in tournament already? Yeah, you're going to want to listen to Giannis Antetokounmpo. No matter what he says, you do it. You bring it. You want to keep him as long as you can. Now, here's another kicker of this situation. So, you know how I just mentioned earlier about Nick Nurse and how they would consider rather taking Nick Nurse because of what he's done to the Milwaukee Bucks? Well, apparently Nick Nurse, according to Shams Charania, and you can see this on the screen, he pulled out of the head coaching competition for the Milwaukee Bucks. And that's why they decided, well, let's go for the consolation prize here. Let's go for Adrian Griffin. But it's still not a consolation prize because that's what Giannis wanted to go with to begin with. So I think, I feel like Adrian Griffin's a pretty good coach, and I think Milwaukee's gonna be just fine. But this little tidbit with Nick Nurse, man, that now, ladies and gents, Raptors fans, you gotta be thinking though, why did he pull out? Why? Why wouldn't he want to coach the rival Milwaukee Bucks against the Raptors? He wasn't happy in his last year with the Raptors. He wasn't happy with the management as well when they weren't giving him a deep enough bench. He kept riding the starters. He wasn't happy, and of course with his interviews at the end of the year too, he wasn't happy. No matter how much you can try to play it off, we know he wasn't happy. But why did he pull out? Makes you wonder. He's got to have had another coaching gig in some other market. And I wouldn't be surprised, ladies and gents, you can quote me on this, he might just go to the Phoenix Suns. That's right. I'm predicting this. He's going to the Phoenix Suns, and he's going to coach the likes of Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, maybe DeAndre Ayton. I think he might leave, but yeah, man, I think he's going to the Phoenix Suns. And you know what? Just to kind of back up why I am predicting strongly that Nick is going to go to the Phoenix Suns is because I do remember seeing it on social media and reading some of the articles of the sportscasters who were mentioning that Nick Nurse was actually considering Phoenix Suns, so much so that even Kevin Durant and I think either D-Book or Chris Paul, one of them, but Kevin Durant for sure was interested in Nick Nurse to take over the next head coach. Ooh-wee, baby, I am telling you, I think Nick is going to be a Phoenix Suns, which is okay because I don't want to be running into Nick Nurse in this conference, that's for sure. The man knows our playbook and he knows our players. We already got our hands full with Adrian Griffin. I don't think we need Nick Nurse as well in our conference. So I really hope it's the Phoenix Suns. Good riddance, Nick Nurse. See you later. Now, the Raptors organization. Y'all are being now you lost Adrian Griffin. What's your next move? Who are you going to hire next as your head coach? Now, of course, if you've been paying attention to social media, they have interviewed the likes of JJ Redick. They've interviewed the likes of Steve Nash, Mr. Captain Canada himself, two-time MVP, already coached the Brooklyn Nets, coached the likes of Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving. But here's what I'm going to mention now. As much respect as I have for Steve Nash, as decent of a coach as he might have been for the Brooklyn Nets, I'm not big on Steve Nash. No. I would take him on as an assistant. Yeah, sure. Why not? As a head coach? I don't know. I mean, I get the idea that, he's Mr. Canada, he's kind of help coach or train Canada basketball, and he's helped put Canada on the map. Sure, cool. But yeah, I don't know. Something about Steve Nash just doesn't rub well as a head coach for the Raptors. Assistant coach, sure, why not? I think he would be great for our next point guards, whoever the point guard may be. And I hope it's, again, ladies and gents, Raptors fans, don't take this the wrong way. I really hope Fred does not come back. I really hope we get some value for Fred in return, maybe in a sign of trade. Or if he wants to walk, free up that cap space, baby. We could use somebody else as our point guard, but not Freddie. Now, who do y'all think should be the next Raptors coach? You know what to do. Hit the comment section. Of course, hit the subscribe button, join the Raptors in One family, and of course, hit the thumbs up button if you like the content. I think, my humble opinion, I think I'm either going for Sergio Scariolo. I think he was great as an assistant for the Toronto Raptors. He already knows the personnel, and I think he's got. Of course, he's a championship coach from the FIBA organization too. He coached the Spain team, national Spain team, to a championship. So why not, right? So he can definitely bring that championship pedigree and remind the Raptors what being a championship team is all about. So definitely Sergio Scariolo, he's definitely prime candidate number one. And I'm also willing to say Monty Williams. That's right. If Nick is gonna go to Suns, we go take Monty. Monty's gonna be a Raptor, baby. And if we ever face Nick, oh, that's gonna be some narratives. It's going to be like Monty coaching against his former team. Nick coaching against his former team. Which former team is going to come up on top? Monty Williams. Come on, baby. We should get Monty Williams, if you ask me. However, between Sergio and Monty, ooh, man. Monty is proven in the NBA. And he has an amazing regular season and even, I would argue, playoffs. Winning percentage. Sergio, man, he knows the personnel. He's a championship coach himself. Ooh, I think my scales are tipping a little bit over to Sergio. If the Raptors do end up hiring Monty, if Monty wants to come coach the Raptors, I wouldn't be too disappointed. But I don't want to hear anybody saying Mike Budenholzer to be the next Raptors coach. Please don't. I can argue against that. But hey, everybody's entitled to their opinions, right? So I'm still not going to hate it. I'm just going to argue against it. So that's all I got for today, folks. Again, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you like the content, and hit that subscribe button, and of course the comment section as well. Until next time, I'm out.